If you become conscious enough, you can have an intelligent conversation with your couch.
What?
That's true. You can have an intelligent conversation with your couch. And your couch can talk to you. See, again, the Richard Dawkins type of person hears that and says, oh my God, what kind of nonsense is this? This person is so irrational, so unscientific. No, I didn't say anything unscientific or irrational. You can, in fact, have an intelligent conversation with your couch, assuming a certain state of consciousness. Just because you haven't had that conversation yet doesn't mean that it's not possible or that it's unscientific. There's nothing unscientific about that. But see, Richard Dawkins' paradigm cannot accommodate or explain the possibility of an intelligent couch that can talk to you. How is that possible? Well, if you're at a low state of consciousness, then your couch can't talk to you because the ability of couches to talk is limited by your consciousness. When you reach higher levels of consciousness, your mind opens up, consciousness opens up, and all of a sudden a talking couch becomes very possible.
So what? It's just a couch.
Is that irrational? Not at all. It's perfectly rational. This is how consciousness works.
Blibber blabber skelly welly! Woo! Spooky doo! Hee hee bona joke!
How can this be possible? Well, see, in the scientific view, you think that objects like couches and chairs and trees and people and dogs, that these are just fixed static objects that just exist out there. A couch is just a couch, in your view. But that's not what a couch is. A couch is just a figment of consciousness within an infinite field of consciousness.
This is not just a couch.
If this field of consciousness wants to imagine that this aspect of itself can't talk and is stupid and is not sentient and is not alive, it's just a couch or a rock or a tree. Well, a tree is alive, but
It's just a couch!
an inanimate object. If consciousness wants to imagine an inanimate object, that's what it's imagining. It's imagining an inanimate object, which in this case is your couch. But then that's a certain state of consciousness. Once you loosen that consciousness and it becomes more expansive, then all the inanimate objects can take on because what happens is that consciousness blends.
Here we go.
There is no boundary between you and your couch, between your couch and your chair, between the chair and the floor, right? Rationalism assumes all these distinctions. But consciousness means that these morph and blend, and so your couch can blend into your chair, and then your chair can blend into your floor, and your floor can blend into you, and you can become your floor at a certain high enough level of consciousness. And see, the materialist assumes that there's a brain, a physical object called the brain that has intelligence because it has neurons moving around. And then the couch doesn't have a brain, and intelligence comes from the brain, and consciousness comes from the brain. Therefore, the couch can't have consciousness, and the couch can't have intelligence. Therefore, what Leo's saying is ridiculous, unscientific, irrational nonsense.
Okay.
But when you realize that your intelligence is not coming from a brain and it's not coming from neurons, it's coming from a field of infinite consciousness, when you realize that the entire cosmos is intelligent, then you realize that there's no contradiction in a couch having intelligence, because intelligence is part of the entire field. The entire fabric of space-time is intelligent. It just happens to be localized right now inside of, a human head, so to speak. But that can change. As consciousness changes, that can change, and it can relocalize into a couch, allowing you to have a conversation with your couch. Is that crazy? No. It's just something that's beyond what is normal for you. It's beyond what your culture has told you is rational and normal and scientific.
Culture is not your friend.
And you are so mired in your culture that it's going to be difficult for you even to just hear what I'm communicating, because what I'm communicating to you is so beyond culture that this is beyond the possibility space of your paradigm.
Well, honey, that's just nuts.
This is a $4,000 sofa, upholstered in Italian silk. This is not just a couch.